What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Two Tone Report. I'm Ryan. Different setup. I'm at my apartment right now. The guy to my right, I believe, is Ethan Jacobs. Ethan, it's been a little bit, dude. The new uniforms came out.
Yes,
Rest of
they
free
did.
agency kind of kicking off and things like that. What are we thinking right now, man? What are we feeling right now here in the new era of Tennessee Titans football?
I don't know, feeling positive, man. I'm feeling extremely positive. Uh Feels different this time around. Um it just I feel like this is a ushering in, as in the title here, a new era in Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get into that, though, we didn't really get to finish our thoughts, as the recording did, in fact, crash all over itself whenever we were doing the free agency stuff.
Yes,
I
we did.
think before we get into that, before we get into the new uniforms and stuff like that, I think we would be a disservice if we didn't give our final thoughts kind of on just overall free agency for the Titans and go ahead and sort of wrap things up on the rest of the signings because I know as the obviously the week has gone on, kind of had a couple of just gap filling spots for Tennessee. So I'll give the floor to you, man. I mean, I like what they did. I think they did it. I think they did a good job with it. I've seen a couple people where it's like they did a good job because they had to, and then on top of that, it's like, oh, they.
Well, oh my god, you dead ass right now. Oh my god.
Dude, we're off to a great start, man.
Professional. Hold on. Make sure
Extremely.
there's no more of those. Okay, we're good. Pitch black again. Got a little light. Let's roll. All right.
Let it
Sorry, it's early.
ride.
Early,
It
fellas.
is early. It is early on a beautiful
Um,
Monday morning.
so yeah, free agency, like it's interesting that you said that. Like they did a good job because they had to. What other team tries not to do a good job because they don't have to? Like I don't understand what that statement even means.
Well, I think
Like
it's more in the sense of they did a good job because there's so many holes. There were so many holes on this team going into this offseason that if you didn't do a good job, and we talked about this last episode, like if Borgo didn't do a good job with this, at least, from a paper perspective, on paper the team looks significantly better than what it did, or if the signings that he made just didn't make any sense to what, this team is really projected to look like and filling in holes and things like that, then it's like, yeah, you failed in free agency and in what's probably going to be the most important offseason outside of maybe next year's, because let's be honest with ourselves here, even with Salah being a first year head coach and, some really good staff hires like Brian Dayball, this is still going to be, a first year of what is going to be the I don't want to call it a rebuild because it's technically not even a rebuild at this point because we're past year one of that. When you take a quarterback first overall, that's when the rebuild sort of starts. It doesn't start
mhm.
whenever, a year after that. It starts that year. So technically year two, but also year one because it's Robert Sala. Either way, it's an important offseason to, build a foundation. And if you fail at that, then I said this, I mean, that's grounds for being fired. And I think he did a good job with it. I think Borgo did a good job, obviously, with all the Giants and former Jet connections, and all the Sala and Dayball connections that are on the team now. It makes sense to see John Franklin Myers and Jermaine Johnson, which we already talked about both of those guys, and then of course Wando Robinson, and then Daniel Bellinger. Making sure I got that right. Just a
Yep.
couple of guys who are familiar with their prospective coaches. I think he did a good job because he had to, and I just because you have to do a good job here because you can't get away with he doesn't have the pedigree of like, oh, didn't have the best offseason, maybe some of those signings didn't project or didn't play the way that they projected, but when it comes to a giving Brian Dayball and giving Robert Sala their respective pieces of veteran talent, I think it was a good offseason for laying a good foundation, especially when it comes to that defensive line, because well, you're adding in obviously John Franklin Myers, and you keep Big Jeff, Jermaine Johnson, and then uh, everything that happened over in Baltimore, which I don't think. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, that happened after we recorded that episode. I'm curious on what you have to say about that, but we could talk about that later.
Yeah. If we're sticking to like just how we're still feeling about the Titans stuff,
Yeah.
um, it's just again, like it's still like I understand the statement, but everyone has to do a good job all the time. I realize that there's more importance on this because it's a young nucleus of teams and new coaches and this and that, and they need this to be successful to show and like prove the concept, um, this and that. But like, you know, everyone's got to. But like when it just comes to this in general, just my opinions on it. I think there isn't really a guy that I've super dislike. I thought Daniel Bellinger got paid a little bit too much money, but I mean, if we're going based on cap percentage instead of overall cap, like just money in general, I mean, it's nothing. So because
Yeah.
money's going up every year, those numbers for useless or not useless, I shouldn't say useless, but like just not quite as impactful players is going to go up every year, just like every other position is. Like whether it's superstar or not, everyone else is going up.
Yeah, and that's that's a good point. I remember whenever Mahomes got his contract, and it's like, oh, $50 million a year for the best quarterback in the league. That's an insane amount because it just never been seen before. And then now you look at the cap, it's over $300 million, and that gives you over 250 million to go build out the rest of a roster, which is just looking at it now, it's you know pennies to the dollar in comparison to what it was just
Yep.
whenever he did get his new contract. But yeah, I think that kind of puts a bow on things for free agency. Barring some crazy news, which of course we'll talk about, I don't think there's anything going to be any other big splash names. I mean, everybody's pretty much gone at this point that you feel like could have been a good asset, and I think that also kind of secures. For me, it does sort of secures what they're going to do at that fourth overall pick, which is it's either going to be Jeremiah Love or one of the three pass rushers, and like with Arvell Reese, David Bailey, and Ruben Bain. Like
Well, the
I
good
don't,
thing is there's only four. There's only three picks in front of us, so we're
yeah,
gonna get one
and
of
one
them
of
for
them's going to
sure.
be Fernando Mendoza. So you're going to get at least an option of two of those guys.
Yeah, buddy.
So it's pretty much. I feel like that's pretty much a guarantee at this point. It's like who else would they even take at this unless they just fully
Trade
went.
back.
Yeah, but then it's like I don't see them doing that because the top of this class is filled with players that they either really love, which is Jeremiah Love. Obviously, I think we've seen he took the visit over to the facilities and stuff like that, and then with the three pass rushers, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with that as we get a little closer to draft day and things like that. But now we're actually going to talk about what we want to talk about here, which is fun times. Let me make sure this is actually correct before I do this, so you don't see the inner workings of how we run the show, which is very basic. New Titans logo and uniforms and things among that nature. Obviously, you can see. I wanted to show this one before we got. Okay, pal. I wanted to show this before we got there. This is the official Titans Instagram, by the way. They made it bald for Robert Sala and Brian Dayball.
Oh yeah,
I love that. That's awesome, and it's pretty. It's true to its
it is
fullest
true.
extent. Which I don't know. Listen, we'll move over to. Gotta see which one's the correct one. This one right here. This is the one I wanted to actually feature. I think this looks cool. I think most of this looks really cool. And I'll see if I can find the one with the uniforms. I think the actual primary logo looks stupid. I got to be honest with you. And I think we've kind of talked about that for a little bit. I think the actual primary logo looks kind of dumb. But once you get into this part, I like the lettering. The helmets look sick. The logo looks significantly better on the helmet than it does just by itself. These two in particular. These look sick.
I think my opinion is, of course, like we've talked about this before, winning solves all problems, makes it always better. I think for me, it's not all the logos. Like I really don't like the TN with the football at all.
Really?
I hate that logo. It looks like a simply Southern take 5 seconds to design it logo. It's just not my thing.
But the
The
primary doesn't.
I mean, it's our logo already that was designed. I'm sure
It's
it
bald.
took a while to do. Uh, it is definitely simplified, and I mean, I think the Titan script looks pretty good. I like that one, but then again, how long did that take to do? Uh, yeah, I don't like the football, the TN, the football. Maybe that'll grow on me. It the sword as a secondary logo for years before this spoiled me. I
Yeah,
always
that
thought that
does.
was the awesome logo.
I do agree
So
with you there. That does look better, but it's just, I think, I don't know. Especially, it doesn't do it much service whenever you look at the actual like profile picture that the Titans have and how just, I don't know. It just looks kind of weird with you see obviously the baby blue background that makes the thumbtack and the TriStar pop, and then obviously going from the white and red outlines and then back to the baby blue. It just, I don't know. It just looks a little weird to me. But going over to the actual uniforms, try and get some of these. Try to find some good ones uh, here. But it's got some of the helmet and then some of this other stuff. And I did find something else that I did want to look at. But I think, yeah, like I said, I thought it looks a lot better with what than what we first got, right? Which was the little plush football with the logo on it. And then now that you see the full body of work, and we talked about this too, is like you want to see the full body of work of the whole uniform with everything on it and not just make, these rash decisions like everybody does whenever you see the initial logo on a Fanatics website on a plush dog toy. Like it's not fair to make that judgment, and I think overall I feel as if they did a really good job with that.
yeah, I mean the presentation has been fantastic. Like if you just go to their YouTube channel,
Oh yeah,
I mean there's so many cool videos of behind the scenes stuff and Big Jeff and Cam and Chim and Cedric Gray and
Jelly
all the
Roll.
guys that are there. Yeah, sure, Jelly Roll can be included. Um, I,
What's wrong with
I
Jelly Roll,
I
man?
hate Jelly Roll. I hate Jelly Roll. I always have. This is not just a recent thing. Like I love him because he's a Titans fan, but
All right, we're back.
if he were to disappear off this planet, no hate, brother, you do you. My life wouldn't change 1.001%. Like, and
We're,
I would feel just as fine as I do right now.
uh,
There's Cedric
Ethan
Gray. There's my guy.
Ethan Jacobs, certified Jelly Roll hater.
Always
Uh,
have been.
you can see Jeff the Killer over there on the very right of the screen.
You are Jeff the Killer.
Oh, that's not nice. That's not very nice. Uh, but yeah, got the
How about
the
that?
details of it as well. It's kind of hard to read it on here, but uh, you know, a lot of it's just details on the uniforms. I like the stripe where it's like,
The guitar string. It's beautiful.
it does look
Uh,
nice.
I love the okay. If we're gonna rate the logos, like overall, I'm gonna give the logos a 6.5 out of 10. I like them, but I like that's if 5 is like okay, I can take it or leave it. 6 is getting there. You understand how it works.
Yeah,
6.5. Uh, it's not bad, but does it do anything for me? Not
N-
really. Uh, I prefer the old logo. That's been my opinion. I don't really like the Tennessee football one. That one might grow on me. I like the script because sometimes those hats look nice.
yeah.
Um,
I did see
might be
one
nice for a
hat.
sticker.
I did see one hat that it looked really sick because it was like the cream colored base of the hat had the main logo, the primary logo on the side, which made it look really good because it doesn't, blend in with the background. Like you can see with the Titans, like their main, profile picture logo, and it's why it makes the helmet look so much better. On the profile, you get the blue background, and it just really blends into it. I feel like compared to the
Mhm.
helmet, when you've got the white on the background, it actually makes the logo pop more, and that it looks a lot better because I feel like, and obviously we're talking about a profile picture that people probably are never going to really notice, but anytime they do go with that, like baby blue on baby blue sort of like background, it just it blends in. It really, I feel like it really exemplifies the
A moment of peace would be
it
great.
really exemplifies the simplicity of just like the overall design. But once you put it on like a white background, it looks a lot better, and I think that shows with the helmet. But this screen that I have pulled up here, I like that. That's not it. Uh, um, I like how they incorporated the six string stuff into there with obviously Music City and things like that being a big part of it. Um, that's kind of all of that. There's all of this post here, but I mean, yeah, you can see just
Go to where you can see a whole uniform if you can, just like back there.
yeah, I can yeah, give me just a second. Oh yeah,
There you go.
hold on. Let
So
me. I'll find a better one here, but yeah, keep
okay.
you go ahead and talk.
So like I was saying, I think the logo is a 6.5 out of 10. I think it will grow on me. It has potential to get up to about an 8 or so. That's what I'm thinking. That's probably not going to get much higher than that. I think I've always liked the flaming thumbtack has always been goaded to me. So that's going to be hard to top. Um,
That's not what I wanted.
but the
Oh,
uniforms itself, oh my god, are they gorgeous. They are beautiful. And that was the thing I was worried about. I
here
think
it
I
is.
remember even saying that in a previous episode. I was like, "Man, I'm worried about what these are going to look like." Yeah, see,
There you
look
go.
at that, man.
That
Look
looks
at that.
great. That
That
looks
is
great.
oh, that in my opinion,
Those
it's
whites,
biased,
like the
of
full the
course.
full the full icy whites, I think are my favorite.
I think if I were to pick, like, okay, you get one uniform to send into a contest comparing to the rest of the league.
Oh,
I'm
you're going with the
going
baby
a
blue.
lot. No, I'm going white with the baby blue pants.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god. That I mean that
Oh my god.
it's absurd how good that uniform was. I'm putting that against any uniform in the NFL. None are, you know, uh, and ours aren't as historic as plenty of the really popular ones,
No.
but these are just, oh my goodness. If we're just talking purely design wise and eye appeal, it's beautiful. And of course, the best part about it is now that Nike has been allowed to, have stitched jerseys, we might be able to actually wash a uniform without it falling apart in 5 seconds. And Fanatics can go rot in hell. How about that?
Yeah, they've Fanatics has done a lot for the Titans in the past couple of months, and I think about three of none of them have been very good. So, so, but yeah, that was yeah. No, these uniforms look really good. They look really good. I was very very happy with what I saw from these uniforms. And there was one other thing I did want to pull up before we kind of dive into I guess give our parting thoughts on these, initial reactions, and that's uh what the stadium is gonna look like here.
A little
The
rendering.
Nissan Stadium gave us
The
our
the
renderings here.
the poorly photoshopped Big Jeff on the screen in the background is
What do
what
you
got
mean,
me.
man? Big Jeff looks great.
It's just a photo overlay on the jumbotron back there.
Let me see.
Made me laugh when I saw it.
Wow, I'm
They couldn't even
shocked.
added like a filter or something. I was like, man, it's
What do you
just a
mean?
picture.
What do you mean, man? What do you mean?
Oh my gosh, these cats, dude, are driving me nuts.
I can hear him. Oh, you can see you can see the stats put up into the the stats put up onto the side. Titans leading the Bills 21-7. Throw the Wow. What are we in the fourth quarter? Josh Allen only has 116 passing yards. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Pretty good little game right there. Don't mind that.
Oh yeah. All the
But yeah, I
fans
think
cheering for nothing. Play hasn't even
I
started yet.
I think this when whenever it's opening day, I'm gonna spend so much money. It's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
probably be $400 a ticket, and it's gonna kill
Oh
me.
yeah.
But I'm gonna be there.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna be there opening weekend, opening day. I'm gonna see it for the first time. We're gonna be a year in with the uniforms. We'll really see Robert Saleh year two. Uh, I'm just excited thinking about it. That's crazy.
Hmm.
I wonder what my thoughts are 1 year from like today. Like what it's gonna be. Like what? Oh, it's weird
It's gonna
how that
be.
is.
It'll be really cool to look at because you can see like obviously renderings and things like that, but the stadium looks sick. You know, obviously once everything kind of gets put together, minus the photoshopped Jeff Simmons and the scoreboards around the stadium. Uh, but it looks really good. I think they did a fantastic job with the entire reveal of it because the lead up was great. The could have been planned leak, probably wasn't, but could have been planned leak. To kind of get the ball really rolling, really snowballing down the hill, and then obviously getting to this point. And just everything that they did on that launch night. I'm assuming you weren't there. Probably not, but
No, I tried, but they it was a season ticket
mm,
holder only thing, and I we were trying to look around to see if anyone was willing to give us some tickets, and we just didn't
as you can imagine,
try
that was a
super
big
hard.
fat no. But yeah, it's everything they did with this from the actual lead up to it to the launch night for the uniforms and all of the promotional things that they've done afterwards has been. I think they've knocked this out of the park. The social media team, the whole entire communication staff over with Tennessee has done a fantastic job with this. And if the goal, obviously every goal of the offseason is to get, the hype train rolling as good as possible from a, player personnel and obviously, fan experience point. And I I think they did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely engaging, and they definitely put a lot of time and money and effort into like making this the grandest reveal they possibly could, and I think they did a fantastic job. I've loved going back through Twitter and um, the Titans YouTube channel. Like, I'm not gonna be super nice to the Titans YouTube channel right now because I have always famously thought that they were really behind on most things. Like, if you just compare to like the LA Chargers, like,
Yeah.
holy crap! I think that's most teams though. Like most teams in the NFL are nothing like the Chargers because I don't know
Well,
what they
yeah.
do, but it's insane. They have so many interesting and cool videos that I wish
Well, I think there's just a plethora of people out in Los Angeles that are, you
content
know,
creators. So it's like
exactly. So
they're
they know.
aspiring content creators. It's like that's like the Hollywood of you know social media.
Which is kind of crazy because the Rams are like the opposite.
Yeah,
It's
they
the
don't really
same.
have
They got the
anything.
same resources, but it feels like the Chargers. Sometimes feels like the Chargers put a little more into their social media than they do their actual team.
I was about to say,
I.e.,
yeah, at least the Rams win games. So it's
yeah,
one of those things. It's like,
it's big old
you know,
another hypothetical win for Justin Herbert. But
yep.
I mean, we've talked about it enough. I feel like giving a grade on this. I think both of our you've already given your grade on this. With just I guess with the uniforms in itself, but as a whole, from the entire reveal and everything that came around it, what are you thinking? What's your
I'm
grade on this?
thinking it is fantastic, and it'll grow on everyone, and it's going to be exactly what this team needs. It's new energy. It's new everything. Like if you think about it, there's not very much old, and if the old is still here, they are all pro level talent. You
Yeah.
know, just from players' perspective or coaches or anything like that. The uniforms, if it was meant to be here, it was meant to be here,
Yep.
and I think this is just a new era. It's a new fresh slate to build upon, and I'm super excited, and I think all of the fans are super excited. Um, I've had a couple of friends I've talked to. There's one in particular who was very vocal on how much he hates the new logo and misses the flaming thumbtack. He was very, very vocal about it, but he was like, he agreed with me. He's like, all that needs to happen is to win. He's like, it'll solve all the problems.
Yeah,
And I'm
because
like, yep,
that's the one unknown of it all is that so many people are gonna like, whenever you see that logo, are you gonna think of winning or losing? And
yep,
we'll have to wait and see for the years to come. I don't think it's gonna be defined by 1 or 2 seasons. It's gonna be defined by a plethora of years, and I think going into an entirely new era with Robert Sala and Cam Ward, and I would say Dayball, but he's not going to be here for very long, so it's kind of hard to put that into perspective unless he just decides he randomly wants to be Josh McDaniel and just stay as the stay as the OC for however many years. But uh, either way, it's an it's an exciting time for Tennessee and things like that. And speaking of, it's going to be a terrible transition. We'll fix this whenever I get to it, but don't worry about it because I forgot to put
yeah.
this back in.
There you go.
Alrighty, Nashville news. We're back. Cats are freaking out over there.
God,
Um, well, Preds lost last night. I
yes,
can't
they did.
say I can't say the official name of this bowl between the Oilers and the Predators, but
It's
um,
got a name.
it does. I think everybody knows the name at this point. Ended up losing. I think they are now. Let me look at it. Hold on. I think they are firmly falling behind in the playoff race. I believe up to this point,
Yeah,
because
at this point, just let the young kids play. Get a better pick. And I don't. I always hate the lottery system or however they do it.
yeah,
I think that's the worst way to do it, and I don't know why every league has it that way, but it is. And just let these young kids play. Let these young
yeah.
cats,
They got
get to.
16 games left, and they're 4 points behind for that final wild
Yeah,
card spot. So I guess from a technicality point, they are still in the race. Now, will they get there? Probably not.
no, they
Probably
don't
not.
need to either.
It'd be
They're just
fun.
gonna be a first round exit. There's no point. I mean, it's just like you're. I mean, other than just getting there, you might as well get a better pick if you can. I know we've stockpiled a lot of like later round picks from all these trades that we've been doing, which has been crazy. Barry Trotz is leaving. Who's going to be the heir to Barry Trotz?
Hmm.
Uh, could it be Poyle's son? Who knows? They may stay in house. They may go outside. I mean, I'd rather have a Poyle back back at GM again. I miss that. So I
I think
wouldn't mind
everybody
that. But
misses that with what's kind of happened over these past couple of years, especially the
yeah,
spending spree they had last
yeah,
year, and then just the complete fall. I'm surprised Brunette is still here, and I don't know if
yeah,
this
me
is just
too.
casually me speaking, but like the fact he wasn't fired last year after the total skid they had, like I think they got shut out in 3 straight games
Yeah, it's
this
pretty
last
tough.
year. I honestly don't know how he didn't get. I think that's mostly on Trotz though, because I've heard people say it, or I've like seen it online to where he kind of hasn't let go of being a coach in a GM role. Like he
Yeah,
still has the mindset of a coach, which is why I think you, you didn't see Eric Holla get moved with some of these other guys because I think he's an unrestricted free agent this year or after this season. So yeah, I think him leaving, as tough as it might seem, I think it's definitely for the best of the team, and we'll see what ends up happening with Ryan O'Reilly and Stamkos and guys like that. I just hope they don't get rid of Phil. I'll puke if they do that.
I think I think whatever you need to do to make this hockey team good again is what you got to do.
Yeah. It's like
If
yeah,
that means that, it
unfortunately.
sucks. I mean, just because I'm sick of watching bad hockey. I love these guys. These guys have been a part of my life
Yeah.
way longer than anyone would have expected. Like I've heard these names probably over half my life.
Oh
It's
yeah.
crazy, and I'm old, so it's like
Unk.
it's weird. It's kind of
Yeah,
like the first guy in Preds hockey that I feel like when he retired, I was like, holy crap. It was Mike Fisher, bro. I was like, Jesus Christ, we're getting we're getting up
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And then I think right after he retired, we went on the run, so I got over that pretty quick. But
yeah,
or
yeah.
Jordan Tutu, like those guys back in the day, that was
What do you think's gonna happen when like Sid retires?
I don't know, bro. I'm just
But
gonna be like, oh.
all right, well, Preds are falling off the wagon here, just like they did at the start of the season. We'll head over to Vandy. Selection Sunday is come and gone. The men's team are a 5 seed, and the women's team are a 2 seed. So it has been a really good year for Vandy sports when it
Yes,
comes
it
to.
has.
I don't want to say the big three or like the big sports in college athletics, but let's be honest with ourselves. Unless you're like a select program for a different sport that isn't football or men's basketball, you don't make money on those, so they aren't
Yeah.
necessarily considered as big. But doesn't matter because both teams made the tournament. Both teams are high seeds in the tournament. Like I said, Vandy is 5 seed heading into I forget which region they're in. Hold on. I'm a casual fan. Don't worry about me. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
Hold up.
Wait a minute. They
Wait
play.
a minute.
Oh, they face McNeese. That's right. McNeese in the first round of the. Make sure I get this right. South region. That's what it is. And then the women play High Point because I just looked at that. Um, yeah, I know you probably it's good. I mean, it's great. It's great for Vandy Athletics. I think we said it. It's having a
Yeah.
great year.
I mean,
We can
winning
put
is
football
good.
in there, or put we could put baseball kind of in the back mirror as they get into SEC play. Even though I did
Hey,
see,
beat LSU.
yeah,
Beat
but then
LSU in the
again,
series.
LSU's been really bad this year. Not to put
They
anything away
still have a
from it.
lot of talent.
Yeah,
They're, reigning national champions. And I'm not going to take away from their first SEC, road schedule. I mean, that's hard. Uh, was it at home? Yeah. Have you been playing horrible? But who knows? Maybe this team puts it
this
together a
was
little bit and
definitely
could be a decent team.
this was a huge series for both teams because when you go into it, both teams struggling, teams needing a pick me up, first conference series of the year, and to be able to win this series is such a big deal, and I think it's going to be a huge confidence boost heading into the rest of the season for Vandy, and then for LSU, it's just I have no idea what's going to happen with them. They might not even make the NCAA tournament with how bad they've looked so far. Like just losing midweek games, losing a non-conference uh, weekend weekend series. They've looked really bad this year, and it's
Yeah.
really surprising.
Yeah, because they've
But
been so good, so dominant
exactly.
for last couple of years. I mean, that's just that's the current era of sports that we're in. It can really flip flop on you real quick.
Oh yeah.
Comes at you fast. So if you're good one year, you might as well appreciate it, which is what me as a Vandy fan I'm doing. Basketball, baseball,
Hmm.
hopefully will be okay. Football had a great year. I'm loving it. So hopefully we don't lose to McNeese in the first round. That would
That's going to be a tough
suck.
team. I went and saw them
I
in Lake
know.
Charles, and when they're
They
hot, it's and you saw what they did last year to Clemson.
Yeah. So it's
So
like you just hope. You
yeah,
just hope you make it past one
yeah,
round.
I think
So
it's definitely once you, and I think with the way that they played in the SEC tournament, definitely is going to be a huge benefit for them, and we'll see what that sort of fatigue does because you definitely see not necessarily see the fatigue, but when you play that many games straight and then have a couple days of rest. And I think they head out to Oklahoma City for their first round game for that game against McNeese. Let me make sure.
yep,
I'm
it's
yeah, they
OKC.
head out to OKC for that. It'll definitely be a test, but I think it's kind of like how you see. I feel like this happens a lot. It's like once you get past the first round, you kind of saw it with the Rams this past year. Once you get past that first game, it's a game you should win, but it's going to be closer than what you may think it is because whatever reason, jitters, not used to the experience, lights too bright, moment too big, but you still get the job done in the first round. And then that's when you see kind of the comfort levels start to really kick in and start to play how you saw, whether it was in the SEC tournament or throughout, most of the regular season to get them to a 5 seed, and then we'll see how far they can get. We'll see. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
did a really, really, really good job in the SEC tournament, and Darius A. Cup Jr. is a menace to society. That dude is
Yes, he
insane.
is.
That dude is absolutely he willed Arkansas to an SEC championship.
Yep. It's so annoying. I was watching the game yesterday, just pissing me off.
Yeah,
But
just the three that he hit. It was like a Lamelo. I don't know if you've seen Lamelo shoot, but
yeah, he just pulls up from anywhere on and
yeah,
just
and he just shoots off one leg. That's basically how he shot it, and
yep.
he just nailed it. It's This dude's insane.
Yeah,
He's
it sucks.
it's a good thing he's going to be gone next year because there's no shot he's coming back. He's going to be a top 5 pick. I don't know anything about the NBA draft and like who is really going to be top, like top guys, but I can almost guarantee you he is going to be a top guy in this draft if he does go this year, which he should. I don't know why he would. I don't know why he would stay any longer. I mean, to dominate the SEC the way that he did, no reason to stay. And I
Yeah,
hope
that
he
he
does end up
already
leaving.
did.
Forgot I had that. My alarm went
Beers
off.
are talking.
That's how I feel. That's gonna be me on Thursday. But I think that'll wrap. Oh wait, before we go.
Oh my god!
this is this is this is why we don't
How many
record in the morning.
freaking? Oh, okay, yeah.
That's why we don't record in the mornings.
God,
Uh,
cats running around, my phone exploding. All right,
it's
let's
fine.
go.
Nobody's gonna be listening to this anyways. Uh, Predictions for Vanderbilt basketball. Where
Um,
how what do you think is their sort of ceiling for this tournament, or where do you expect for them to kind of, I guess not bottom out, but you
I,
expect for them to sort of finish this year?
this
What would
seems
be
like
a good
if it
tournament for
were
you?
if everything were to go right, this could be an Elite Eight team. But that is like, okay, everything is freaking hot. We're rolling right now, and
Which
Vanderbilt is. But now probably Sweet 16. You know, 2 or 3 rounds. Hopefully we're not a first round exit, which we totally possibly could be as well. Uh, as is every other team that's playing in this tournament. There's no guarantee for anyone has ever watched March Madness before in their entire life. No
yeah,
one is
and
guaranteed anything.
that 512, there's always one upset in the 512.
Yep,
I think
every
it's been that
time.
way for like the past 10 years or like even longer than that. Or at the very least it's been like a mature like 80-90% of the time in these there's at least one. There's at
Yeah,
least one. So, you hope that's not Vandy. It's definitely a possibility. Like I said, especially with McNeese being a really good basketball team.
scrappy, scrappy squad.
They're a really good team. Uh, they're like I said, they full on dominated in the Southland Championship whenever they were there this past Wednesday. Uh, we'll see what happens, but no, I agree with you there. I think you just got to get past this first round, and then it's just kind of downhill from there. You get past the first round, and then who knows? But you got to do it
Yep,
first, and it's going to be the toughest game of the season, without a doubt. But
for sure.
alrighty, I think that wraps things up here. Talked about the new logo, new uniforms, and of course, new segment, Nashville News with a G, because we're cool like that. Go Nash.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it from us. Beautiful morning here, Monday morning. Gonna get this posted out later today. But any parting thoughts from you?
Tighten up, anchor down. New era in every single Nashville sport. Let's just keep bringing it. Let's keep getting better, and let's all support our teams.
Maybe we'll get a baseball team soon. Who knows?
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
be awesome.
Well, that's all from us. I'm Ryan. He's Ethan. We'll be back next week for another episode of the Two Tone Report. Peace.
Gang.